So, what actually happens when you buy fake views on YouTube? To find out, I set up a brand new channel and uploaded 2 videos with essentially no title, no description, and no tags. I'm not doing this on my main channel because manipulating views in any way is probably a very bad idea. According to YouTube's fake engagement policy, they don't allow anything that artificially increases the number of views on your videos, and any method that violates this policy may result in your content getting removed or a channel takedown. And if you don't believe them, you should listen to this. I've already tried buying fake YouTube subscribers and fake watch time in my previous videos, and neither of those experiments went very well. One of them resulted in a dead channel, and the other one was a complete scam where they basically stole my money and I got nothing in return. So to be honest, I'm willing to bet that this method won't be any different, but let's find out for sure. And it turns out that if you head over to Google, there are a lot of places online offering to boost your YouTube numbers in exchange for cash. So what actually happens when you do it? As you can see in my analytics, I'm starting with a completely blank slate. My channel has no views, no watch time, and no subscribers. And the fact that there's no title or description on my uploaded videos means they're not going to be found via search results, and the only way that they're going to get any views is if I watch them myself or we start buying some numbers. As I mentioned before, by simply searching on Google, you can find a lot of different websites offering these services, and I found one here that looks slightly less scammy than the others. It's actually the same place that I bought my fake subscribers on in that previous experiment, so I know they do actually send over the numbers. And the first thing I've noticed just from looking through the options here is that buying fake views is actually pretty cheap. This place offers 1,000 views for $4.99, which is way cheaper than buying subscribers or watch time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and choose that option, and on this next page I need to start filling out my details. And in the requirements box here, it mentions that you need to allow your video to be embedded. So this is our first clue as to how they're actually going to add the fake views to my videos, but we'll dig into that a little bit deeper in just a second. You can also choose where you want your views to come from, which is also pretty interesting. When it comes to monetization on YouTube, the amount of money you make does vary depending on where your audience watches from. For example, views from the US will generally make a lot more money than views from India, where advertisers pay a lot less for the exposure. I went for the worldwide audience because, first of all, I don't want to pay any extra, and secondly, it will be quite interesting to see where the views actually end up coming from. And I'm willing to bet it's one of those lower CPM countries. So now I'm just going to add the link from my first video, paste it into the box, and now I need to pay the money, which is always the most nerve-wracking part, to be honest. Like I said, I have been scammed before by websites like this, but at least it's not so much money this time. So I'll just add my card details like so and place my order. So there you go. I'm now going to repeat the exact process for my second video and pay for that as well. So there we have it. As you can see, both of my orders are now in progress, and if I've just seen right, I think the views have already arrived. In my analytics, the first video has got 1,400 views and the second has now got 1,500. So they've actually given me slightly more than what I paid for. But what I want to know is 3 different things. First, how many of these views will stay after 48 hours? In my previous experiments, the metrics that I've paid for have often been deleted. So will this happen again? Second, I want to see if the algorithm exposes my videos to a wider audience now that they've got views and they're off the ground. What normally happens when you start to get views on YouTube is that the algorithm starts to push those same videos out to people with similar interests. And third, what are these views and where do they come from? We can already start to get some answers to that question by going to the Reach tab in my analytics, where you can see that 98% of the views on this video have come from an external source. In the Audience tab, you can also see that most of the views are coming from India, which is pretty much exactly what I expected. But it is highly unlikely that these views have come from real people, especially in such a short space of time. There's just too many. The truth is that these views most likely come from some sort of automated software or bots. The company will most likely embed the requested video somewhere on a web page and artificially inflate your numbers with some sort of code that clicks onto your videos. Now, a lot of people go with this method because they think it helps their channel in the long run. If YouTube sees lots of views clicking onto your video, then they might push it out to real people and your channel could grow that way. But now let's skip to the results in 1 month's time. where you're gonna see just why this is such a bad idea. So it is now 1 month later, and let's look at the final results from this fake views experiment. And in the last 30 days, I actually added an extra step to this experiment, which has the most interesting results, so stay tuned for that. So the first thing to highlight from the analytics after 1 month is that the channel still has 0 subscribers. First of all, the bots are obviously not going to click subscribe as well unless you pay for it, and it's also not pushed out the content to more people who wanted to stick around for more. The next thing to look at is whilst most of the views I paid for stayed, they definitely dropped. YouTube has deleted some of the views from my 2 videos, but they are still slightly higher than what I paid for. Interestingly, they got a decent amount of watch hours too, and most importantly, YouTube hasn't deleted my videos or my channel for a violation of rules. But check this out. If we scroll down to the retention graph of this video, you can see that the overall percentage viewed is terrible. This dip here shows that the bots click on the video and then click off again after about 1 or 2 seconds. And this is one of the biggest reasons why buying fake views will damage your channel in the long run. The fact is that YouTube uses your audience retention metrics as a way to see if people are enjoying your videos. So if they see people clicking away right at the start, they're going to think your content is bad or boring, and they won't recommend it. My videos have also got no likes or dislikes, which is not normal for a video with over 1,000 views. So again, YouTube is going to look at this metric and think that you're not making content that people are enjoying, and they won't recommend it. But it is also worth mentioning that YouTube has actually tried to recommend my content. It has shown my video 509 times on the browse pages, but it's only got 3 views from that, which obviously isn't helped by the fact that my video doesn't have a thumbnail or a title, so you can take that metric with a pinch of salt, but that's exactly why I added that extra step to the experiment. A few days ago, I uploaded a 3rd video with a keyword-focused title just to see how well it would do, and I didn't buy any views for it. And after 24 hours, it got 0 views. And the algorithm is not even pushing it out to anyone because my previous viewers aren't real. So if you ask me, you should avoid buying fake YouTube views at all costs. If you want a healthy channel, stick with that slow grind, building an audience of people who actually like your content. It's much better to have fewer real people who actually click on your videos than it is to have thousands of fake ones. Now, if you want to see how many views stayed after I watched my own YouTube short 400 times, you need to check out this video next, and I'll see you in the next one.